Welcome to Card Corner. These are the cards, that's the corner. Today I've got these 2022 Historic Artifacts Washington Chronicles cards. Rochambeau's joining us in the corner. He's here to kick you in the nuts. And right off the bat, I can feel that this one is much heavier than this one. We're going to set that one aside. I think it may have something special in it. Here's the odds here. You get a family tree lenticular, historic site dirt card, coin card, signature card, word card, sketch card, HA challenge coin, Washington touched relic, historic DNA hair card, vintage stamp card, or some printing plates. Something like that would be cool. I think that this one may just have some cool cards about George Washington. All right, so here we have George Washington's birthday. George Washington's birthday is February 22nd, 1732. But that was not the day 10-year-old George Washington would have told you he was born. He would have told you February 11th, 1731. In 1752, the colonies switched from the Gregorian calendar to the Julian calendar, and that moved Washington's birthday from February 11th to February 22nd. And since his birthday fell after the new date for New Year's Day, his birth year changed to 1732. Washington's new birthday, February 22nd, became a legal holiday for federal employees in 1879. In 1968, Congress passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act to move many holidays to Monday to create 3-day weekends to add Lincoln's birthday to the Washington's birthday celebration. So now Washington and Lincoln's birthdays are celebrated on the third Monday in February as President's Day. I did not know that, but now I do. All right, next up it is peanut soup. We got the peanut soup card. Although difficult to prove conclusively, many historians believe that George Washington loved Virginia peanut soup so much that he ate it every day. Food historians presume the soup likely contained onions, celery, butter, vegetable or chicken broth, ground peanuts, and chopped peanuts, sometimes lightened with cream. I've never had peanut soup before. Let me know if you have tried it. All right, we got a John Adams card. It's John Adams. He was a founding father of the United States and its second president. He was the first vice president under President George Washington. During his presidency, he built up both the Navy and the Army and signed the controversial Alien and Sedition Acts that made legal the imprisonment and deportation of people from a hostile nation. He lost his bid for a second term as president to Thomas Jefferson. Nice portrait card. Next up, it's James McHenry. A physician and signer of the United States Constitution from Maryland. He served as United States Secretary of War from 1796 to 1800, working under both George Washington and John Adams. He supported the formation of a United States Navy, and it is for him that Fort McHenry in Baltimore is named. Paralysis left him without the use of his legs in 1814, and he died 2 years later. Poor legs. All right, here is Winter Encampment at Valley Forge. It's a pretty cool painting there. Oh, and it's got that like special double finish, but only George Washington is shiny. It's a nice touch there. General George Washington moved his Continental Army to Valley Forge in Pennsylvania for the winter of 1777, following a series of morale-crushing losses that left the 12,000 patriots hungry, cold, and hopeless. The brutal conditions at the Valley Forge encampment were a true test of American will. Over 2,000 Continental soldiers died due to lack of proper hygiene, food, sanitation, and medical knowledge. The encampment included 1,500 plus 14-foot by 16-foot log huts built in parallel lines, trenches, military roads, kitchens, and latrines. Prussian officer Frederick Wilhelm Baron von Steuben trained the troops and put them through Prussian-style drills. The soldiers who survived the encampment emerged as a unified professional European-style army. It's a cool one. All right, we've got the Thanksgiving Proclamation. Shiny turkeys there. George Washington proclaimed on October 3rd, 1789, that Thursday, November 26th, 1789, be a day of public thanksgiving, becoming the first president to do so. Subsequent presidents proclaimed different days as Thanksgiving until Lincoln in 1863 established the national holiday as the last Thursday in November. Thanksgiving card. Here we've got the Jeffersonian Republican Party. Anti-federalist movement that opposed stronger U.S. federal government at the expense of states' rights. They wanted a strict interpretation of the Constitution and did not want to ratify the 1787 Constitution until the Bill of Rights was added to address their concerns. They were concerned that the Constitution created a presidency so powerful that it would become a monarchy. The Republicans wanted to strengthen ties with the French and supported the government that had taken over France after the Revolution in 1789. The majority of their support came from rural areas of the country. Patrick Henry led the party. Madison and Jefferson were members. Party colors were blue, white, and red. When the party dissolved, the majority of its members became the modern Democratic Party. The minority became the Whig Party. Never heard of this before. I'm not sure if they teach this in American history classes, but certainly not in Canadian ones. All right, here we've got the Athenaeum portrait. Never completed. It's an unfinished painting of George Washington by Gilbert Stuart, commissioned by Martha Washington when George Washington was 65. Stuart never finished the painting because he didn't want to part with it. Stuart used the unfinished painting as a reference to produce 130 copies, which he sold at $100 apiece. The unfinished painting was ultimately acquired by the Boston Athenaeum, hence the portrait's name. The portrait was used as the model for the engraving on the $1 bill. The president did not like the portrait as it shows his mouth bulging and misshapen due to ill-fitting dentures. Man, this is like definitely one of the, as far as I think, it's like one of the more famous portraits of him. It's pretty funny that he is like, it's not done yet, but I'm gonna make and finish all these other ones to sell to people. It's a pretty funny thing to do. All right, here we got a myth card. He wore a white wig. George Washington did not wear a wig, as was common among elite men of his day. Washington preferred his own red hair, which he powdered to look white. White hair was considered a sign of wealth and intelligence. Well, the men in my family are very intelligent and wealthy, apparently, according to this old, I don't know, wives' tale. They get white hair very early. Okay, defeat and surrender at Yorktown. Looks like this is a limited card, one of 699. The final battle of the American Revolution was a joint Franco-American land and sea campaign that trapped the British Army on a peninsula at Yorktown, Virginia. The Continental Army, commanded by General Washington and the Marquis de Lafayette. I think that's this guy? No. Where was I? Sorry. The Continental Army, commanded by General Washington and the Marquis de Lafayette, was aided by the French, commanded by Comte de Rochambeau, totaling as many as 17,800 troops. Lieutenant General Charles Cornwallis led approximately 10,000 British troops. Cornwallis was forced to surrender, although he refused to attend the surrender ceremony. Instead, he sent a deputy, Brigadier General O'Hara, who attempted to surrender to French General Rochambeau, who refused and pointed to General Washington. O'Hara then offered his sword to Washington, who also refused and motioned to his second-in-command, Benjamin Lincoln. Lincoln accepted the sword of Cornwallis's deputy. Cool limited card about the defeat and surrender at Yorktown. Pretty cool. All right, that was a fun pack, but now we've got this heavy pack. It feels probably like more than twice as heavy as the other one. So I'm thinking, if I were to guess, I'd say it's probably this HA challenge coin. I'm guessing that's what it's going to be because it's 1 in 29 packs. Although this Washington coin card would be awesome too, as would printing plate or something like that. The suspense is killing me. And, oh, it's not the only card in the pack. Looks like we've got another one. It is the myth that the silver dollar across the Potomac. And it is told as a way to show George Washington's strength. His coin toss across the Potomac River never happened. The Potomac River is about a mile wide, making the feat impossible. While never verified, Martha Washington's grandson said Washington tossed a piece of slate across the Rappahannock River, which at 250 feet across is more probable. All right, this so it says like in the corner here, I think that's like the credits. I'm not sure. This one doesn't have one. This one says PDUS. I do not know what that means. Oh well. All right. So here's the card. Oh, look at that. It is a Washington and Nelson coin card. That's pretty darn cool. Let's get it this way, kind of. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Washington and Nelson. All right. Nelson was George Washington's favorite horse, a chestnut and chrome charger 16 hands high, who carried the general safely through the Revolutionary War. Chrome on a horse means flashy white markings, usually a big white blaze in stockings. Nelson gave the 15-year-old horse to Washington as a gift, knowing that he needed a good war horse. Washington promptly renamed the horse to Nelson to honor his friend. Nelson became Washington's preferred mount into battle because the chestnut was steady around the sounds of gunfire and cannon blasts. After the Revolutionary War, Nelson lived out his life peacefully at Mount Vernon. Nice. Nice. Okay, I was just checking out there to see. It's kind of the card's kind of worded strangely here because Nelson was his favorite horse, Nelson gave the 15-year-old horse to Washington as a gift. I guess that is another. That was one of his buds, I guess. All right, that is pretty darn cool. I think that this is a George Washington coin card. So that is a. I think that means that's one of the like pretty good hits. It's not like his DNA or what's the most hard to get card is a cut signature card. But one in 5,500 or 550 I think is pretty cool. I really like the coin. I think that it is sculpted in a way that's pretty neat. I love the depth. It's like depth and shininess and just looks really cool. All right. That's pretty awesome. I'm going to put this somewhere nice and safe. And let me know what you think of the Washington and Nelson coin card. Let me know what the other cards in this set you think are cool. Right now, I know they're all cool, but I can't pick any out besides this one. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Card Corner. I will open these Washington Chronicles historic autographs, Washington Chronicles cards, and just checking out this Washington and Nelson coin card. Pretty sweet. I haven't opened that many special cards on the channel, so pretty awesome. Anyway, thanks again. Take care.